Hello, I am Anawoltos, and welcome once more to another episode of Exploring the World with GeoGuessr. And guess what? I'm still a bit sick today, so if I end up coughing, it's fully expected. So, random place in the world today. We're seeing a lot of grass here. We're definitely not in a desert, judging by the density of the grass, because grasses can and do grow in deserts. It's just that the density of it is going to be a lot lower since grass does require quite a bit of water to survive. We are seeing a truck of some sort in the distance. The road type here, I'm not too familiar with. It looks like the climate it's not an arid climate, but it's definitely on the drier side. Um, could be well, actually, before I'm not going to take a guess right yet at what this is, but let's let's see if there's something up the hill. And look at that, a sign telling us no useful information by the looks of it. Just a little road sign telling people to watch out or forbidding a few things. Oh, hoo hoo. This might be useful. That might tell us a linguistic clue here, which is always welcome. Now, of course, it is important to note that if it is English, English is not exclusive to Anglophone countries when signage is concerned. Comercio de... okay. Cereais LTDA. I can't read the motto, but I'm thinking this is Spanish. That's just my first impression. Now, of course, Portuguese also exists, and Fazenda, but I don't know. Now, this area seems pretty flat, so, well, it is a bit hilly, so I don't know exactly where this would be. Ideally, we would find a town or a major intersection of a road that would give us a better clue. If I had perhaps been able to decipher the motto or whatever quote is on here, I might be able to more easily figure out what the language is. But for now, I'm not really seeing any indication that this isn't Spanish. So I'm thinking a good possibility is Spain. Mexico is on the table. Argentina, we can't rule Argentina. Uruguay, maybe. Paraguay. Chile, I don't know if there's any areas this flat in Chile. Peru, the flatter parts of Peru, maybe. But there's also some green parts in here. And the climate is definitely too dry to be anywhere in here, I think. Neither for Colombia and Venezuela either. So we have narrowed it down somewhat. Gotta clear my throat from time to time because I am accumulating mucus. And as I'm sure many of you know, or if you do not know, well, we happy few, eh? Mucus can get down into your throat, into your thorax, and it will irritate. It will irritate your lungs. And of course, that is very uncomfortable. And the natural reaction is to cough, like I just did right now. Now, I think that's a very interesting thing, and I'm going to tell you my attitude about smoking right now. The the thing about smoking that I find uh, bad is that it doesn't always depend on what you're smoking, because technically anything you can combust you can smoke, but it's just the fact that you're putting it into your lungs that I think is really the bad idea here regarding smoking. And the reason I say that is, let's say there's something, a drug of some sort. Let's say it's not necessarily an addictive drug. Maybe it's a medicinal herb of some sort, um, or something, and you have a choice to either ingest it and digest it for your digestive tract, your alimentary canal, or you can smoke it and inhale it into your lungs. Uh, Viaja durante el día, es más agradable, es más seguro. Huh, that's interesting. Travel during the day, it's a lot more secure. That's interesting. Does this imply that there's some sort of danger in traveling at night in this region? Ooh, I don't know. But back to my point. When you eat something, the entire substance of it goes through your digestive tract, and anything that your body doesn't absorb is going to just get pooped out, unless something happens that isn't supposed to happen in your digestive tract and it somehow gets stuck. But when you inhale something, the only way to get the excess substance out is to cough it out. And if it's really sticky and sticky tar and it sticks into your lungs, then coughing it isn't really always going to work. So you might have a buildup of residue occurring after a while, and that stuff is going to stay there unless you somehow manage to cough it out or to surgically remove it. It's just going to stay there. It's not like if you're swallowing something and you defecate it out. And of course, that's really the problem that I have with smoking. It's that it's just not a very safe way to get things into your body. Now, that being said, I don't know where I was going with that. I was going somewhere, but then I immediately forgot where I was going. So it's not a very safe way to get things into your body. Now, that being said, man, I really forgot where I was trying to go with this. I have no idea. Oh yeah, I know. I know where I was going now. Um, I was gonna say that cigarettes. I had someone I know uh, smoked, and he eventually got cancer and died. But that's another story. He smoked, and he always decided to go with a little private place to buy a cigarette where they would take the tobacco and directly put it into the cigarette without adding any preservatives to it. And the reason he did that is because a lot of the preservatives that are put in a lot of commercially sold cigarettes is rather toxic. You've got stuff like formaldehyde and various toxic chemicals in there, and that just adds to the problem here. It's not as if you're just rolling up a leaf of tobacco in some paper and smoking it. It's that you've got all these other preservatives, and now they get stuck in your lungs, and there's no real way to get it out naturally because it's a sticky tar in there. And and then for the rest of your life, it slowly is poisoning you, and that's just a problem there. Now, if any of you smoke out there, maybe you're fine. Smoking is one of those things where not everybody gets hit the same way because it all depends on how healthy you are surrounding that, and just because you're getting a lot of mutagens in you doesn't mean that it's going to produce a malignant cancer or anything like that. 20 kilometers to Socorro Medico. Ooh, Medico. I don't know what that is, but maybe we're heading in the wrong direction. So that was my soapbox about smoking. Tell me what you thought. Do you think I made some good points? Do you think I was entirely stupid? I don't know. Um, I just hope that I was honest, and and that's important. It's important to be honest. I wouldn't want to be dishonest because that would, of course, ruin my reputation, for one. And two, it's wrong. Actually, I should have done that the other way around. It's wrong first, and second, it ruins my reputation. And I think that's not a good thing to have. Okay, I'm already zoomed out at max. So, huh. Now, huh. Hogwe, Lijo. Wait, no. Man, I forget. What is the X in today's Spanish pronounced? I know in the old fashioned, it had the same sound as the J had today. But wait, no, maybe it had two different sounds. I actually don't know. I know that there were some reforms with spelling, and that's why Mexico is actually pronounced Mexico, uh, and why Xavier uh, and Javier are technically the same name. Uh, uh, a natureza. Oh, that's nature. I don't know. I don't know enough. That NAO right there. That's and the LAXO. That's making me think that maybe it's actually Portuguese. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I've been misled. Maybe I need to study the differences between Spanish and Portuguese a bit more so that I don't make these mistakes. Okay, let's. Oh, some guys looking at the Google van. Hopefully they're having a good time working. Hard day's work. That pays well. Ponte sobre a sanga das carretas. About 60 meters. 60 meters. Okay, that's not 60 meters. Yeah, that's definitely not 60 meters. So there's something 60 meters down from here. Or maybe I'm misinterpreting it. Maybe it's not meters. Maybe it's something else. What does this sign say? Come on. No, that also says a 60 m. Is my assessment of metric units wrong? Maybe I'm estimating meters to be too large. And before anyone says imperial, I can't estimate imperial units either. To be honest, I'm just not good at estimating measurements. I don't spend enough time looking at Well, I don't spend enough time looking at measuring sticks. I don't carry around a gunter's chain with me, a gunter's chain. I don't have that surveying lifestyle that a lot of people somehow seem to have. I just don't have that. I don't carry around such equipment with me. And you know what? Please don't be upset because of that. Oh, be careful. A narrow bridge, maybe? Is that what it's saying? Warning, narrow bridge. Well, actually, Sudado is probably more careful. Careful, narrow bridge. Okay, that's what the sign's saying. You can't have two cars next to each other, or what? You can't drive both lanes. It's a two-way highway. You can't go one way both ways, both lanes. Ponte sobre o Rio Icamacua. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Portuguese now. If my memory serves me correctly, you can't have that symbol on top of an A in Spanish or Castilian at least. Now that being said, maybe it's Aragonese. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're somewhere over here. But I'm pretty sure I've seen that in Portuguese. So Brazil's back on the menu, boys. I just need to find a town or a highway crossing something that gives me a number. And that would really be helpful right now, because numbers, as we all know, indicate that something is perhaps counted or measurable. And I always found it interesting when in school people would give you geometry problems where it's you got to figure out this side compared to the other two sides, and I'm thinking, you know what? Why don't we ever have a problem where it's just pull out your measuring stick and you just your ruler, and you just say, yep, if that's this many units, then that's obviously that many units. And there you go. Problem solved. But the problem, of course, is proportionality may not always work. And the reason I'm saying that is because I am very well aware that it may very well be that the book does not actually match the stated values for the sides on, let's say, a triangle and the angles of a triangle with the apparent sides and angles on a diagram. So, and that's the reason I never did that. It's because I thought, well, what if they're actually trolling me and the picture is entirely inaccurate? What if they're trying to troll me? Oh, something electronic. 80 kilometers per hour. Nice velocity. Well, it's not that fast. It's not autobahn level speeds. It's a decent speed to travel through the country, though. Countryside. Maybe I should have gone downhill at the start. That may have led to a town appearing quite close. Because right now, I don't think I've really had any opportunities for decent clues that allow me to tell my location. All I've seen is road, 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 some signs maybe telling me some rivers, but other than that, I don't really think I've seen anything that would really identify this location as being distinct from, let's say, a parallel road a, a few kilometers to the left or to the right that cross the same rivers, for example. Because I know that a lot of companies don't show up on the map, so that's not necessarily the most useful information, especially if you don't really have anything else to base it on. That you're thinking, it's some place where I speak Portuguese, and there's this one company here, because of course the map doesn't have a search function on it for the game, so that's not really going to be very useful. Is this a mile marker or something? Kilometer 641. So we're actually on a pretty long road here. And the question becomes, where? Oh, where are we going? Are we going to Rome? Well, they say all roads lead to Rome, but of course, if this road indeed does lead to Rome, I certainly wouldn't want to follow it all the way there to find out. And the reason is, if you look at this map here, it's actually quite a distance from Iberia to Rome over here. And that's, of course, assuming that it's shortest distance possible. So we're maybe crossing right here and going through southern France, going through Liguria, down for Tuscany, and Rome's right here. That's quite a distance to travel on a street view, if you ask me, because that's several hours distance by car, if I'm correct. So it's maybe something you'd want to travel in a day, but not something you'd want to travel. Let's actually see the direction of. Oh man, I actually forgot to memorize the previous marker. 639 is this one. So I don't know. I don't know what's next. Sorry about that. I can see the next marker way over there, but I cannot see the next town or the next building for that matter. And that is indeed a very discouraging sight, as it does not allow me. Oh wait, maybe that wasn't the next marker. Maybe that was just a bush. That does not allow me to have significant knowledge of my location. Oh wait, sign. Went too far. Just a couple clicks, maybe. Maybe we're not getting the best angle on that. Okay. Nope, that's not helpful. That's just talking about driving, how you drive a car on this road. The rules of a road. The rules are law. Don't break the rules of a road. Don't drive in an irresponsible manner. And I have noticed people are driving on the right side. And it makes sense that it is right side now that I think about it, because all the signs I've been seeing are on the right side. 637. So we're actually going down by the looks of it in number for that. So the road origin is in that direction, but that doesn't really help me, because it doesn't actually mean that we're going to get to an immediately more populated area. I don't know what that is, but it's 500 meters away. Oh, there's a little bridge. Very nice. Not that I think it gets a lot of use by the looks of it. Maybe, well, I don't know. Maybe if someone actually lives there and goes out there on a daily basis and has to drive all this distance. Yep, that good old farming lifestyle. Oh, wait. Is this some sort of rest stop? The road has a nice big shoulder. Ah, Onibus. I'm pretty sure that's similar to the word omnibus. So I don't know. I have no idea. Uh, 5 kilometers per hour in that area. Not much of a rest stop, if you ask me. There's no real facilities. It's just a parking space on the roadside. Um, well, I guess if you're a truck driver and you need to rest, and you don't have a co-pilot or or something, then I guess this is a good place to take a rest. But look at that. This is all you've got. This is, oh my goodness, it's just a hut with nothing in it. And uh someone needs a bigger budget, if you ask me. Um or perhaps a smaller budget. Just don't have this at all. But the fact that this is here tells me that since they bothered building this place right here, that means that there must not be a place like that in that direction for quite a distance, which means we're probably not going to be seeing a town in that direction for quite some distance, which I find rather concerning because well, it's very discouraging, to be honest. I'm gonna maybe see what's past the next hill. Well, actually, no. Now that I look at it, I can see past 2 hills. This. Okay, I think it's time to perhaps try to go the other direction, just to make sure that everything's fine here. Okay, so that's uphill. That's where we went the first time around, and now we're heading downhill. We're seeing some buildings, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a town. Could just be some farming buildings. Yeah, it definitely looks agricultural, and not in the sense that it's an agricultural village, but rather in the sense that the facilities are specifically for agriculture, which means that it's not a town, it's a farm, and it probably doesn't have a place name, and there probably is not a major intersection right here. Right now, I'm leaning toward this being perhaps somewhere in Brazil. The reason being that I'm, I think that in Portugal, towns are a lot closer together than Brazil. So thinking Portugal would I think Portugal is a lot less likely. Just saying. Now, I'd have to say that if this is Brazil, it's definitely in the drier portion of Brazil. It's not in the area that has a lot of rainforests. But ideally, we're going to see a village in this direction. But we can actually see a long way, and I'm not seeing a village. Not even an intersection. Just nothing. As far as the eye can see, no real hints here. Oh, wait. But wait, there's more. We're seeing something. It's just a bridge sign, isn't it? It's just a bridge sign. Is this the one that's gonna undo me? It's not gonna be something where I'm not sure how to recognize the language. It's just something where there really is no hint. Rio. Could be either Spanish or Portuguese, but this tells me Portuguese. Gao Bihu. Now, I don't know how to pronounce Portuguese. I'm gonna level with you. I don't know how to pronounce Portuguese. So I'm thinking if it's a drier portion of Brazil. I'm not 100% familiar with the physical geography of Brazil. Of course, this is the Amazon basin up north, so this is gonna be a lot more moist. Maybe this area is gonna be a little bit drier because it's the highlands. Well, actually, if I remember correctly, the Guyana highlands are actually pretty moist as well. If anywhere, it's gonna be more towards the direction of Argentina. But I don't really have any real clue where to search there, because let's be honest, Brazil is a very large country, and guessing some random place in southern Brazil isn't going to get me a lot of points. Okay, here we go. We're seeing something. A sign. Why would someone have a sign out in the middle of nowhere? Oh, maybe it's because we're getting away from the middle of nowhere and towards the edge of somewhere. And or the edge of nowhere, at least. Becker. That's my first reaction is that's a German word, meaning baker, but I'm thinking that's probably a brand of some sort, or a company. Of course, if it is German, then Brazil still doesn't sound too bad here. But of course, let's be honest, Germany exports stuff all over the world, all over the entire face of the earth. So it's not necessarily that. And German people have lived a lot of different places, so it could be it actually doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't imply anything. It's not a useful hint. And somehow we're seeing the things float quite a bit up instead of following the road. But we are actually going through an area where we can't see too far ahead. Oh, not enough. It's not enough of a hint. Could indicate we're on the outskirts of a town. If that is indeed true, then it might indicate that over this hill, we might be seeing something interesting. A big city. That's what I'm hoping for this Christmas. I know it's not Christmas anymore, but guess what? It's less than a year till Christmas, so why not celebrate now? Why not celebrate now, since it's less than a year till Christmas? I know that sentiment is highly controversial with a lot of different people. They think you can't sing Christmas carols in January or in December after Christmas. You can't, no Christmas carols at Kwanzaa. That's offensive to me. That offends my culture. Well, guess what? I honestly don't really care that much about Kwanzaa. I don't hate Kwanzaa. I just think that the principles behind it are, let's be clear, they are contrived. I was thinking, pretty contrived. No, they are contrived. It is an entirely contrived holiday. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad. I'm just saying that it's literally contrived. That someone decided that we need a holiday, so let's put all these different ideas together and voila, a holiday. But I don't celebrate Kwanzaa anyway, so I don't know why I'm talking about it. So anyway, yeah, it's less than a year till Christmas. People will be going around April Fool's Day. I don't do April Fool's Day because I don't like making fools of others. It's just not a very moral thing, in my opinion. Um, oh, this truck. The Google van is behind the truck. That means that if there's a sign that we can only read from a certain angle, this thing is going to block it. So we've really got a little handicap here. Now, of course, this also means we can't see if there's a town right up ahead. And that is pretty problematic. Now, we are approaching a bit. Oh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Town, please. Ah, somebody's animals got out. That's a sad story, if you ask me. Not something you really want to see. Someone's livestock getting loose. Okay, we're not really in a town yet. But this could be the beginnings of it, the edge of it, the periphery. Okay, let's see. Can I... Okay, can't manipulate that. You know, I used to be able to do that. I don't know why I can't now. Maybe it's because I've got certain plugins that are blocking me from doing that. I don't know. So Luis Gonzaga Carazzino Porto Alegre. Oh, Porto Alegre. Oh, ho, ho. I didn't even see it on the map before I looked on here. I was thinking, I'm going to go down and I'm going to search the entire coast of Brazil for Porto Alegre. And immediately I found it. Okay. São Luís Gonzaga. That's, or Carazzino is what I have to find. Santa Cruz do Sul, Santa Maria, Rio Grande, Pelotas. Okay. I'm not seeing anything of that sort right here. So let's move a bit closer. Okay. Rio Grande, Teutonia, Gramado, Carazzino is what I'm looking for, as well as São Luís Gonzaga. Okay, and I shouldn't get too close, because if I get too close to the town, we're obviously not going to have this large space here where you can't really be sure where this is. Now, that since it's Porto Alegre, we're definitely not this side of Rio and Sao Paulo, because of course that would be on a sign. So we're not over here, that's for sure. Which means that we're maybe somewhere around in Rio Grande do Sul, the state, or Santa Catarina, perhaps the state of Paraná, perhaps even the state of Sao Paulo if we're on the southern end of it. But other than that, we shouldn't be any farther north than that. So that really limits the area down. Now, of course, an area this size is approximately the area of France, which is... That's a really rough estimate, by the way. I was just thinking distance from equator, something of equal distance, France. Well, actually, perhaps even a little bit bigger than France. So it's definitely not the easiest thing. Dom Pedrito, Rosario do Sul, Santa Maria. But if we are too far north, of course, then it would obviously prefer to show towns such as these. So I'm thinking that we're either in Santa Catarina or Rio Grande do Sul. That's probably the two most likely states that this is in, because otherwise I don't think it would show Porto Alegre that far down next to other towns that already show on the map because of their significance. So, we need to find San Luis Gonzaga and Carazzino. Garibaldi, Carlos Barbosa, Montenegro, Triunfo, Brazino, okay, Santa Rita do Sul, Monte Bonito, Pelotas, Rio Grande, Pedras Altas, Torinas, Lavras do Sul, Marica, São Gabriel, São Sepe. Okay, I shouldn't stray too far from Porto Alegre. That's probably the best place to start here. The road we're traveling on is pretty straight, but that's really the only thing we know about it. Well, it's not 100% straight. Could be this wavy. I think that's a distinct possibility. Rio Kai, I don't think we've crossed that one, but we may have. Rio, let's see, Gavratai. Okay, ideally we're going to find a sign on the other side here telling me more information. So I'm going to move in this direction. By the way, a little warning here. I'm a bit flatulent. If you hear an interesting sounding sound, that may very well be my flatulence. Okay, it actually came out silently. So, silent but deadly, eh? Hey. But luckily for me, since I'm a bit sick, I can't really smell it. So, not quite as deadly as some might have imagined. That's right, I'm making fart jokes on this channel. Definitely not the lowest hanging fruit, but some might consider it pretty low. But it does look like we're getting into a town of some sort. Well, the electric company of some sort. Electric plant, perhaps? Maybe that's what it means. But we are seeing some development here. Active development, which means we're probably heading into a town, or maybe something that might eventually become a town. Can't really tell at this point, because we've got so little information and not quite a lot of vision. But I am seeing what looks like a petrol station, as some would say. Let me zoom out for high definition. Posto Cavalhada 144. 144, is that the hint we've needed all along? Is that the road? Do these roads have numbers? Okay. 290. 470. 116. I can't remember what the scheme is for Brazilian roads, how they're supposed to be numbered. But I'm seeing 200s, 300s, 100s, so 400s. So it's not necessarily a very easy to discern system here. I'm seeing a 153, but that's really the closest we're getting to a significant number here. Cavalhada. That's not very. Let's see. No, that's the border roads. 655, 473. Yeah, it's probably not one of the border roads. There's a 101 there. 144. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see if we see an important road sign the other way. Okay, that's not going to give me a hint. All we know is that this place here is called Cavalhada, probably, and is associated with the number 144 on the road. So that is not the most useful information. But since we saw a sign telling us which towns were in one direction, it might be easier to figure out if we see a sign telling us which towns are in the other direction. And I think that would be very useful. Google or Brazil, please, Brazil, give me the sign, please. A sign of wonder, a sign of faith, a sign of mercy, a sign of joy, a sign of resignation, a sign of consecration. There you go. That's something we all want right now. Some signage. Okay, we're not seeing it. Am I passing? Are you passing? Looks like Google's getting a little bit rowdy here, trying to pass a vehicle, but it's looking like they're both moving at quite the speed, since it's taking such the distance to pass them. So they must both be moving at a significant speed. But I'm not seeing any signs, and I find that very concerning. That's not a relevant sign. That's irrelevant. The absence of signs concerning the direction of a road is not very reassuring. Since saída para Santiago, BR 287, 531 kilometers. No, 3 kilometers. BR 287. 290. That's 28. Salve Vicente do Sul. Is that? There's a 241. There's a 287 that goes north here. Ernesto Alves. Cerca da Pedra Santiago. Saída para Santiago. Santiago. So Pedro do Sul, Santa Maria, Palma, Novo Cabrais, Candelaria. So 400, 410. Santa Cruz do Sul. Arlindo, Venatio Aires. Wait, 3 kilometers to a road crossing. That's actually what we need. That's actually a pretty good hint. Strong, solid hint. Not seeing the sign. Maybe the sign's right next to the vehicle. That'd be a funny coincidence. Oh, it actually was. Oh my goodness. I'm not reading that again. I'm not reading that again. Oh boy. Could this be useful information? Motel. 1 kilometer to a motel. Kilometer 670 on this road. Information. Gotta zoom out. Let's get as close as possible to the information. There we go. I think that's fair distance. Actually, it's still not too clear. Slightly censored. Tourist information. Prefecture of Sao Borja. Where's Sao Borja? That's actually very useful information because it tells me where he might be. Sao Borja. Oh, whoa, we're actually quite a ways out there. Yeah, we are actually close to the border. So I'm thinking, it's saying Santiago is close, or at least the road that we're on might lead to Santiago. So Sao Borja to Porto Alegre is this road that goes for Santa Maria to 87. Sao Vicente do Sul. Ernesto Alves. I don't know the exact shape of the prefecture, so I don't know if the information is too useful. But I do know that I should zoom out for maximum zoom. Sao Borja at 700 meters. We're actually... Wait, we're all the way over here? Sao Borja, 700 meters. Or is it a road crossing to a road that would lead to Sao Borja? I'm very confused. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very confused as to which exact road we're on, and I really hope that that gets cleared up very soon, because the faster that gets cleared up, the faster I'll be able to find the answer, and the faster I will no longer be confused. Uncertainty is a very unpleasant emotion that a lot of people really don't want in their lives, And you know what? As much as I think it's important to Salto do Yukuma, I don't think that's going to show up on the map. As much as I think it's important for people to be comfortable, I think that a little bit of uncertainty is okay. It's all right. It's it keeps you on your toes. As long as it keeps you off somebody else's toes, though. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Policia Rodoviaria Federal. Okay, we're getting some police force involved here. Some policing. But we haven't seen any signs for Santa Maria, though. So that really grinds my gears, because it means I don't know what road we're on if we haven't seen a sign for Santa Maria. If this is a border checkpoint, then it's going to make things slightly... Well, no, it's not going to be a border checkpoint, since we haven't gone through the town of Sao Borja, so it's not going to be a border checkpoint. Okay, I don't think these signs are too useful. Well, I still have to check them, because they might be useful. I might just be missing something. Something important. Something useful. Something that tells me something. Okay. Okay. Antonio, SL Gonzaga, and Angelo. Santo Angelo. So we're not seeing a Santiago. Santo Antonio das Misiones. Sao Luis Gonzaga. Oh, snap. Okay, so we're actually perhaps on this road, 285. Which means the 287 crossing is right here. And that actually, I find is very interesting, because that means that it's still pretty hard to tell where I am. But it does explain why we haven't been seeing any towns, since there are no towns between Santo Antonio das Misiones and Sao Borja. Sao Luis Gonzaga is over here. Santo Angelo. Carazzino is up here. Porto Alegre is down here, which means that we're definitely on this side of Sao Luis Gonzaga, and we're also on this side of Santo Antonio das Misiones and Santo Angelo. So the question becomes, where exactly in between RS 176 and Sao Borja are we? Or are we on that side of RS 176? That's still going to be very difficult to determine. Now, if I found out Arroyo Urucutai, that doesn't tell me much. Need another river. Rio Icamacua. That could be something. I just need to figure out where I am. Because this, even if I figure out where exactly I am, it's still going to be hard as... Why is this area censored to me? Or is it just bad resolution? Useless sign. Okay. But 77 kilometers from here to there. But we don't know how many kilometers to whatever other place is in the other direction. Okay. We're actually seeing something very interesting here. A road split. Hopefully this is something that appears on the map. Itaqui, Uruguayana, and Itaqui, Uruguayana. Okay, because it's right next to Uruguay. Wow, sort of. And this is probably Sao Borja. It's actually very difficult to tell because whoever did this decided to censor sign names. So, and it's even censored over here. We might see it on another sign note. But let's actually see if the intersection here matches this one. Policia Rodoviaria Federal. So we are on 285. Ponte da Itegracao. There's a bridge there. Gas station Posto Cavalada 144. So we're definitely on that side of this. I don't think there's any point in going farther down since we know that it is exactly 77 kilometers from around here to over here. But since we don't know any of the in-between distances, it's not really going to help. So what I need to do is figure out where exactly I am down here. Okay, so there's a gas station. I'm going to have to reset in order to figure this out. Where's the nearest bridge the other way? Okay. Rio Icamacua is there. Okay, let's return to start. And now I'm not going to go that direction right away. I'm going to go this direction. And I'm going to see if there's any distinguishing roads coming off or other interesting things. Okay, we're seeing a body of water on the right, which means the north side of a road. And does it lead to a bridge? We're at kilometer 656. Does it tell me mile markers on here? Or kilometer markers, to be more exact? No, it doesn't. So that's not the most useful thing here. But the fact that there is a body of water is pretty important. Also, let's just check back along here. Restinga do Gabihu. Vasconcelos Alimentos, Filial Sao Borja. And the road that crosses there. And there's a body of water to the south. There's a body of water up there, but I'm not really seeing any body of water on that side of the road anywhere on here. If it is somewhere, it's not showing up on the map. So we could be farther up, but I'm not seeing it, or at least nowhere close enough to where it would be. The Masino City something. Santo Antonio das Misiones is there, but we definitely haven't reached that, or at least I don't think we have in the previous time, because I'm sure we would have seen something. Yeah, we definitely did not go that far. We also probably did not get this far, and I don't think we ever reached a point where we intersected a major highway of sorts. So if anything, maybe we got this far. Maybe that's where the little rest stop was. in which case the body of water we're seeing here could be this. Shape, could be, but it seems a bit off the road. If on the map anyway, it seems a bit off the road compared to what we're seeing here. Here it looks like it's actually pretty close to the road, or maybe my sense of scale is just wrong. I guess that could be it. Does it seem like it stops abruptly? It does look like it's stopping abruptly there. If I go at an angle, could be it. In which case, we would be seeing a little road that comes off somewhere on that side eventually. A little road that comes off over here. And please don't tell me that it's counting stuff like that. That's just... That would just be wrong, if you ask me. Okay. Because I can't really tell which direction that's going. And also, there's more water that's going towards it. And that's not really at the right angle for that. So if it is a road, it definitely is not that one. Okay, I need to figure out if there's a name associated with this structure there. Okay, we are seeing a little bit of road right here. Let's see, are there any interesting shapes from it? No, it's just a driveway. It doesn't seem to go very far. So it's probably not that road by the looks of it. The next bridge we find, I should look at the name of the body of water that we're crossing, as that would be very important information. And looks like we found it. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what do we have? What do we have? Rio Guabihu. Sobre o Rio Guabihu. Okay. Rio Guabihu. Rio Ikamakwa is there. And Restinga do Gabihu. That's not exactly the same thing, but it could be the same thing. But if it is the same thing, then that would be interesting anyway. Stingo do Guabihu. Where does that lead into? Leads into this. Okay, which is a reservoir. By the way, which way does the water flow in this region? Does it go up to the Uruguay? Rio Icamacua is where this flows into, and then it flows into the Uruguay. So it does flow north here, or at least there it does. So let's reset again, but this time we're going up that direction, and we're seeing if we can find the nearest bridge there and what's happening on the bridge. Okay. Maraska. This definitely is a point where things cross. So there's a crossing point. And is there a crossing point between? There is here. But it's not telling me if there's a name associated with any businesses. But if it is the Rio, it's going to be a distance until we reach it. So let's see. Where is the bridge? I'm trying to figure this out as soon as possible, just to because at this point taking time to do this is rather tedious. I'm not seeing a bridge right away over any body of water, but I am seeing a lake of sorts. But if indeed, let's see, we are talking about this Rio, the Rio Ikamakwa, then the body of water that we're seeing doesn't show up on the map. But that means that the other body of water also doesn't show on the map, so it's not that bad. Now, curve of a road. The road curves up quite a ways, actually. This could be an important thing to note here. Now, there's a road that comes off on the left side, and then one shortly after on the right side. Now, I am seeing what could be a driveway on the right side. Come on, let's get right on there if possible. Ooh, there's some roadkill. Let's see, is this a driveway or is it a service road, an access road, something like that? There's a fence. I'm thinking this is a driveway. Yeah, this is probably a driveway. But we are straightening out. So if there is a road coming off, it should be coming off soon. Unless I miss it, in which case I'll just have missed it and I wouldn't have seen it coming off. Okay. This could be that road. But it also looks like a driveway. This is highly confusing. Let's check on the sign. Perhaps now it offers interesting information. Socorro Medico, 20 kilometers. Now I'm thinking. Let's go. Where is it? The gas station. Let's assume that that is what this is talking about. If that's the gas station and that's what this is talking about. If this is let's say about 80 kilometers. Gas station is here. 40 is there. 20 is there. Which means 20 kilometers from here might be maybe up here. Which, I guess it's a possibility. But I'm still not 100% on it. I need to find out what the bridge is. Once I find out what the bridge is, that should make things a lot easier. Okay. Okay, here's the bridge. The bridge. Punto sobre Asangas das Carretas. Okay. Let me just make sure. Punted. Okay. There's a gas station. There's that road that goes parallel. And the intersection. The road curves up. Restingo do Gabihu. There isn't really a body of water here, by the looks of it. Well, there might be. Rio Ikamakwa. I'm thinking about giving up, to be honest. Okay. The road curves this direction further. Oh, wait. No, that wasn't relevant anyway. Okay. What's this a bridge over? Rio Ikamakwa. Okay. So, we do know that Rio Ikamakwa is crossed over. And if the other river is indeed the Restinga do Gabihu, that means that our starting position is a lot closer to the Restinga do Gabihu than it is to the Rio Ikamakwa. And then that also means that this is indeed the intersection that I originally thought it was, which means that we've just crossed all this distance here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start my measurements, and these measurements are not the most exact measurements, but they are measurements nonetheless. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 about. And hopefully I don't stretch it too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41 to reach the middle of the bridge. Okay. So I'm thinking that we're maybe on a 6-1 split, or a 7. Let's divide it by 7 since that's a more even number. Actually, it's not a very even number. I'm going to have to do a lot of finger counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 6 point. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd say maybe around here. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit difficult, but let's try it. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Oh, so close yet so far. 499 points. Slightly off in my calculation. My goodness. I'm still surprised I got it though, because those first several minutes I was going quite a distance and I wasn't getting any good hints there. But still 1 point off, 32.7 meters. Perhaps 6 may have been a better estimate of the division. But still, that's quite the distance there. So anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section below, and I will be seeing you all next time. Thank you all for watching, and I will toss over and out.